So the five elements, or the four that create the fifth rather, earth, water, fire, and air, are within every person. This is the basic composition of the human, is the four elements. So we can constantly develop the elements in the body, strengthening them, refining them, and we gain abilities from these elements. Now, I don't want to go too far out on a limb, but think about these movies, Avatar, these cartoons, like the earth bending, the air bending, and all of that. If you think about that at the basic level, that's exactly what Kung Fu is. It's controlling the elements in the body, and then later utilizing the elements. So we can express these elements out in the world in many ways. We can also express them on the MOOK JONG. So earth, being the tiger, which is about bone, it's also about mass, heavy power. Gong Jing is solid, heavy stance. So the Wing Chun system that I practiced when I started, I got into the Moyat system. May he rest in peace. An amazing Sifu, or Kong Gong, rather, passed away many years ago, but his style emphasized the stance. And I got knocked around for many years by classmates that were older than me because their stances were incredibly strong. They're like rooted to the floor. So the Moyat system emphasizes this a lot. Now the stance, the heavy mass, we're gonna bring under our opponent. So we have to get into the concept of chi gurk, sticking legs, right? I touched on it a little bit. Slide this back. So earth gives us our impact and our heavy power, sunken power, sinking, right? So earth, we're underneath the leg and we're engaged by driving. Loud sound, short burst energy. Think of the energy of a stapler. So earth, refined to a certain level, is going to be rigid. Now there's different levels of rigidity. Now, someone who's expert in the earth element, as I mentioned in the last video, is going to be very controlled, non-committed. They're going to feel like a mountain because they have the power to use their mass, gravity, through their stance. So we want one leg under the dummy's leg, and we want the body to be sliding forward, right? So that's earth, heavy impact, bone hardening. Now the water is going to be about fluidity, the blood, feeling through the blood, kinesthetic feel. So we have to flow, right, while we control the center. So earth, in comparison, is going to look like this more with the first moves. Right? Rigid? Yes, to a degree. That's what impact is. It has to be. So water is going to have more of a flow. So water is going to have that different type of recoil to it, like a wave crashing against the rocks. Now, fire is going to create speed. This is where we learn how to be fast. We have to start slow. 3 moves. Earth, we start slow. Earth is mechanical. This is also learning the basic movement, right? Breaking it down. 1, 2, 3. So the earth rhythm, water rhythm, fire rhythm. Now remember, the fire is ruled by the leopard. So where we get high speed impact, lao sao, short burst energy. Now air, this is a big one. Because if you practice Wing Chun, I'm gonna give you a challenge tonight you may not have ever heard of. It's extremely rare. My Sifu made me do it, may he rest in peace, often, which is the air dummy. The dummy without the dummy. So how do we start this? I recommend you start in front of the dummy, not touching the dummy, because it is extremely difficult if you've never done it before. Simple, just do the moves, stop short of where the arms are from your range. Right? So I'm driving in, but I'm not touching the leg, the arms. I'm not touching the leg or the arms. All right. So then when we come away, we learn over time how to retain that form all the way through. And we go through the 108 moves. Now they have to be smooth. They have to be heavy. Very important. They have to be fast. And they have to be light. All harmonized. So I can start slow. Thinking about controlling the balance of those elements. You see the hewn, the double hewn, a lot of double hewn going on. Now, hewn sao is the lubrication between techniques. Now, I learned this through the water element. Earth element, the way that I learned, there was no hewn here. There was flipping time and going straight through. Very direct. Excellent. I just learned with water, it's a different tool. So the same transition with water, I'll do it on this side. Instead of flipping this way and sticking another earth quality this way, both hands do hewn sao, still sticking, also a water quality. See the double hewn? So long sao, double hewn sao. Versus, both are correct. Wonderful tools to be used in different places, right? So the elements applied to the dummy is the refinement. So if you really want to work the earth element, which is the best place to start, drive into the leg. Feel your weight underneath the dummy, right? Don't use the arms yet. Just try that for a little while. Keep the arms folded. Bring that lao sao energy through the legs like the trunk of a tree. All right? So the air dummy or the MOOK Jong is a lifetime's worth of work. If you know the dummy form, all the 108 moves, try it without them, without the dummy. You will find it a challenge. So we appreciate you watching. If you found this video helpful or informative on the alchemy, the elemental alchemy of the MOOK Jong, 108 moves, elements, all that stuff, click the like button. Even better, subscribe. Sifu Les Clements out.